With regards po sa SO 304, so far ang knowledge po namin is nanggagaling din po sa mga nababasa namin sa artikulo. And then alam mo namin talaga na may shortage ng asukal. So based dun po sa sa mga artikulo. Then yung industry po naman namin, we are affected daw ng...
Can I cut you briefly? When you say shortage, is it a real shortage or an artificial shortage?
Well, based lang po sa nababasa namin. So hindi ho namin alam kung totoo yun o hindi.
Pero kayo po ang presidente ng Philippine Food Processors and Exporters Organization. So sa inyo po bang organisasyon, may nararamdaman kayong shortage o pagkukulang ng asukal?
Wala naman po.
So wala pong shortage?
Wala po. Ang problem lang po ng our industry is yung high cost of sugar.
Hindi ho kaya related yung high cost ng sugar sa shortage? Dahil kulang ang nasa merkado, ay hindi sapat ang mapunuan yung demand.
Well, yun po yung namin eh. Yun po yung nararanasan ng industry namin eh. So
mahal.
Mahal po.
Mahal kasi may shortage.
Yes, kasi
So ang tanong ko nga po, yung bang shortage gawa-gawa lang o totoong may shortage? Kasi nakita niyo po yung pinakitang video ni Senate President na dagat-dagat na raw po. Patas-patas, patong-patong ang nakaimbak na asukal sa mga warehouses.
well, based doon sa nakita namin, parang wala akong shortage. Pero based naman po doon sa sinabi ni Yusek Sebastian, dahil sa usage daw, so parang kukulangin pa. So hindi ho namin alam kung which one is Pero yun nga hong masasabi namin sa industry ho namin, usually kami hong mga exporter, kailangan ho namin ng mababang presyo ng asukal. Kasi po kung the cost of sugar is high, hindi po magiging competitive ang exporter. Sa ngayon po kasi, if you buy from Thailand or Asian countries, the price of sugar landed cost in the Philippines is only about 40 pesos. But as of now, if the price is 80 pesos to 100 pesos, the industry will not be competitive.
Matanong ko po, sir, ano po yung ine-export natin na nangangailangan ng asukal na ang palagay niya ay napakamahal ngayon? Ano po yung uri ng mga ine-export natin? Ito po ba ay mga kakaning dilata? Ito po ba yung mga pagkain na pinoprocess natin na kailangan ng sugar preservatives? Ano po yun? Bigay kayo ng halimbawa.
Ang industry po namin, ang member po namin is composed of yung mga gumagawa ng biscuit, gumagawa ng snacks, gumagawa ng juice, gumagawa ng dry fruits, sweets, yung condiments po. Mostly yan po yung mga nangangailangan ng asukal.
So ito po yung halimbawa yung dried mango.
Yes,
ito po yun.
opo.
Mga confectionery, yes. Opo. So naintindihan ko na po ngayon. So dalawang tanong na lang po. Kung nandito po kayo kanina while you were here, nabanggit po, it was mentioned over and over again by Mr. Former Undersecretary Sebastian that there were consultations made prior to the issuance of SO number 4. And there were attachments made to SO number 4. My question is this: was your group consulted? Was there an attachment or a board resolution coming from the Philippine Food Processors, coming from your group, supporting SO number 4?
Well, we are not consulted.
You were not consulted.
Yes, sir.
And yet, you're a major stakeholder in any sugar consumption or importation. Ilang percent po yon itong sa Philippine Food Processors? Ang nagagamit niyong asukal na...
Well, as of now, yung mga member po namin, we can use 6 sacks to 450 sacks per week.
Nationwide.
Ng sugar po. Yeah, nationwide po.
Maraming
Yung
salamat.
member po.
unless Senator Estrada has a follow-up question, this just goes to show that, one, there was no prior consultation made contrary to the assertion of Yusek Sebastian that such was made prior to the issuance of Sugar Order number 4. I will skip the second question because it was partly answered. With the permission of Senator Estrada, Senator Padilla, and Senator De La Rosa, who returned like a good general who promised I shall return, I now ask the representative from Coca-Cola. News reports indicate that your group were one of those present and whose clamor was given an affirmative response by the President himself. Is this true? And how would you answer if I ask the same question I propounded to Mr. C? Is there a shortage? Is there an artificial shortage? Is there a natural shortage? And is SO number 4 rightfully issued, or improper because there is hoarding? Okay, would you like to answer in Tagalog or in English? Bahala na po kayo.
Salamat po. Good afternoon po, Your Honors. Attorney Juan Lorenzo Tañada po, appearing for and on behalf of our CEO, Gareth Magaon, who's not present today because he's currently abroad in consultation with our principals in Singapore. Your Honors, I would answer, first of all, that yes, we feel the scarcity of sugar in our operations. Yes, we were present po at that meeting called for the purpose, and we attended it at the Department of Agriculture, I believe on August 2, 2022. Your Honor, if I may, our CEO actually executed an affidavit. If I would be allowed po, I may be able to read it into the record.
That will be hearsay if you extract from the portions of the affidavit. Mr. Secretary, do we have a copy of that affidavit? Is this from Mr. Garrett Guion?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Wala pa, we don't have a copy here. So I hope you can be it's in the tick folder. You can have the gist. You can have the gist. Will the gist answer my questions?
Yes, Your Honor.
So there is a shortage, scarcity.
Yes, Your Honor, if we refer po particularly to paragraph 3 of the affidavit.
Go ahead. Hanapin ko. Please proceed, sir.
Opo. Your Honor, kung pwede ko pong basahin yung paragraph 3. Coca-Cola's manufacturing process requires the use of bottler's grade premium refined sugar instead of merely standard refined sugar. Since the beginning of 2022, we began to observe a scarcity of bottler's grade premium refined sugar as well as a dramatic surge in prices of what available stocks we could source. So, sa madaling salita po, Your Honor, magmula ng umpisa po ng taong ito, nahirapan na po kami mag-manufacture in the customary manner. Kaya po, minabuti na po namin na tumangguni po sa mga may kinaukulan upang humingi po ng tulong.
Is this the first time that this happened?
Actually, Your Honor, we felt some shortages before, but I would say, based on my 7 years po in the Coca-Cola system, ito na po siguro yung pinakagrabe.
So what about when, the instance when SO number 3 was issued? Were you affected?
Binigyan po kami ng allocation noon ng 10,000 metric tons po yata, Your Honor. Pero nung nakuha po namin yung 10,000 metric tons na yun, kung di po nagkakamali, 2 o 3 araw lang po naubos na siya.
So, in effect, you are refuting the statements coming from the Senate President, including the visuals, that there is an enough buffer of sugar in warehouses apparently not being distributed. We welcome the arrival of the good Senate President. You are just being refuted. by the representative coming from Coca-Cola. We will give the Senate President a chance to rebut you, Attorney. So you are refuting the statements of the Senate President. There is no sugar shortage, scarcity, and the issuance of SO number 4 is in order. Am I correct?
If I may po, sir.
Hindi,
Your Honor.
sagutin mo muna ako. Tama ba ako?
We will need to qualify po, Your Honor, because we don't have
Baka natakot
access
ka
to
lang
sugar.
dumating si Senate President.
Gusto lang po namin magsabi po ng complete po yung ano namin, yung context po, Your Honor.
And that context, I will allow Mr. Sebastian to butt in if you may, if you can. It has something to do with the reclassification. So there are sugar imports coming in, later on would be reclassified. Are you affected by that?
Kung meron pong dumating na asukal po na magagamit po namin, kasi halimbawa po butler grade din po siya, then makakabuti po yan, makaka-operate po kami ng nasa normal pace po, Your Honor.
I will, yes, I was about to say that I will give my floor to the good Senate President.
Thank you very much. Distinguished colleague, tanggalin na lang natin ito kasi di yata tayo makikita. Masyado mababa itong puwan. Nasa firing line kami dito ni Senator Bato. But thank you very much, my dear chairperson, and to my dear colleagues, and of course to the guests that are here today. On Coca-Cola, you were here earlier when I spoke. Is that correct, Your Honor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. You saw the almost over 100,000 metric tons that were in the bodegas that we showed you earlier under SO3, SO number 3.
I saw the pictures po, Your Honor.
That is Butler's grade refined sugar. That is correct? Most of them.
I couldn't tell po, Your Honor.
That's what we were told. It were Butler's grade refined sugar. So, is there quandary in your position declaring that there is no supply of sugar as compared to what we showed you as there is a supply of sugar? Is there somebody telling you na wala, pero meron pala? Could that be a possibility?
It could be possible, Your Honor, assuming po that sugar is there and it's offered to us. It hasn't happened po.
That's exactly our point. So, as a producer of, I guess you're the biggest consumer of sugar, refined sugar in the country.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're in a quandary because you have no place to get this sugar. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. We have tried our best, and we are still trying our best, and we still don't have access to butler grade sugar in that amount, Your Honor.
But obviously, sugar order number 3 was supposed to correct that. That is supposed to be going to industrial users. Is that correct? Have you been given from sugar order number 3?
Mr. Senate President, actually we got 10,000 metric tons.
That's all? Out of the
Yes.
200,000 metric tons? Only 10,000 metric tons?
Yes, Your Honor.
No wonder you're complaining, Your Honor, Mr. Chairperson. But obviously, the sugar is going somewhere else. So, what you're trying to say is, as a standpoint of an industrial user, wala kayong mahanap na asukal. Pero, nagulat din po kayo na marami palang asukal. Would that be safe to say?
Your Honor, if it were there, we'd be very happy po talaga. Especially if it's at the proper price, we would be very much willing to buy it, Your Honor.
For my questioning now, if I may, Mr. Chairperson, unless I will defer to my
Proceed.
dear-
With the permission of the Senate President, next to
Yes.
question will be Senator Estrada. Thereafter, Senator Padilla has been patiently waiting for the last 7 hours.
Oh, I'm willing to...
And then Senator De La Rosa and then Senator Bongo.
Yeah, yung akin lang kasi po, meron po akong train of questioning that would establish the legality or illegality of sugar order number 4. I'm going now to the SRA administrator. Earlier, Mr. Administrator, maybe administer the oath of office. I mean the oath.
Mr. Secretary, na-administer natin. Have we,
Yes, Your Honor.
yes,
Mr.
yes,
Serafica, yes, Your Honor.
you can answer, Mr. Serafica. if asked, we will recognize you since you're now familiar with your situation. You're under oath. And of the 6 senators present here, 8 senators would like to question you, including those virtually present. Mr. Senate President, you can proceed.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
Mr. Senate President.
Mayang hapon,
Wala pang
sir.
question, sir.
May
Yeah.
hapon.
Mayang hapon, sir. Sir, let's just go on the legality first of, before we discuss SO number 3, let's go on SO number 4. Let us establish first SO number 4. Who drafted Sugar Order number 4, Your Honor? Was it
Sorry.
your office, Your Honor? Or was it Yusek Sebastian? Who drafted Sugar Order number 4?
I drafted Sugar Order number 4.
You
Mr. Chair.
personally drafted Sugar Order number 4.
Me and my staff. Mr.
Your technical assistants.
Yes,
Yes.
Mr. Chair.
As I mentioned earlier, and I found out, and you can answer us either yes or no, did you consult with the management of SRA, particularly your deputy administrators on regulation, administration, etc., on SO number 4?
On SO number 4, Mr. Chair, I did not consult them. In the past,
Yes, but isn't that...
any board member, Mr. Chair, can craft a sugar order. There is no rule that only the regulations department can endorse a sugar order.
No.
In the past,
In the past, in Sugar Order number 3, you had routed this to the department, your deputy administrators. Is that correct?
that's correct.
And the process is that the deputy administrators, after routing, will recommend it to the Sugar Regulatory Board.
That's correct.
That's correct. In this case, you did not do that. You drafted it yourself, and you had the members of the board sign without the knowledge of the deputy administrators because they already are under oath and they gave a testimony earlier.
That's correct.
That's correct. Don't you think this is highly out of order?
May I explain, Your Honor? In this case, since it was a directive to craft an importation plan, we did not want to let anybody know until such time it will reach
No,
the office of the
but
President.
why did you not want anybody to know? Because, this is a very important matter. You do not import, Your Honor, with due respect, such a large amount of sugar without consulting the industries involved together with the stakeholders.
Now-
You just said it now. You do not want anyone to know. What is the secrecy of such a transaction, Your Honor, and we'd like to put this on record, that it has not been done. The practice is that you consult your colleagues in the Sugar Regulatory Administration. Okay.